We were in conversation yesterday with the former Federal Reserve System Governor, Randy Kroesner, who was outlining his own view on the state of the US economy, which we continue to see slowing down. He says he expects to see a technical recession confirmed in the United States this week once we get the GDP print, but not a fully formed recession as defined by the Bureau of Economic Research. What's your own view on the prospects for a recession stateside as it stands?
Well, tomorrow morning, actually today, your time, we will know, because the government will announce the second quarter GDP numbers, and by all consensus, 2 quarters of negative growth will mean we're in a recession. It's not a very heavy recession, it's not a very strong recession, but a mild one at the present time. But as the Federal Reserve continues to raise rates, which they will have to do to fight inflation, their main objective, the recession may well deepen a bit, and we may actually have a double dip recession if we have a short recovery in the fall and then next year full-blown recession as the Fed policy takes hold.
And what prospects do you put on the risk of stagflation, given the fact that we have slowing growth and high inflation at this point, still tracking at 9.1%, which also signals that this Federal Reserve has a lot more work to do to get things under control?
You're exactly right. I think at the moment we are in a stagflation if you use the word properly. We have both inflation, 9%, as well as stagnation, slightly negative growth for the first 2 quarters, and that will mean it's a small recession, i.e. the definition of a stagflation, stagnation and inflation at the same time.
And of course, what we're also seeing playing out right now is a number of inflationary pressures that continue to add risk to the US economy, inflationary pressures in the pipeline. We've spoken about the supply chain issues, but energy is also quite critical here, given the price of crude oil right now and gasoline, of course, impacting the US consumer. One of the questions that Hadley asked the governor yesterday was regarding the impact that this could potentially have on the midterms and the politics for the Biden administration. What's your view on that, and how do you see the soaring price of energy continuing to weigh on this administration?
Well, the administration has it in its own hands what to do about the price of energy. They basically stopped drilling in the United States. We discontinued several pipeline projects in the United States. The U.S. was energy independent when Biden came into office, and very quickly turned it around by giving in to the people who didn't want to have more energy. Not unlikely what's happening in Europe in some of the countries. But in the US, we were in a strong position, energy independent, and we gave it away. I think that's one of the big mistakes that the administration has made.